speaker today is another former military. He was a staff sergeant in the Army. He's a concerned citizen. He's also helped us put this event together. A lifelong Memphian, and Mr. Johnny Wolf.
Welcome. Glad to see everybody came to join us. I want to talk to you today about the greatness of America and what we can do to keep it that way. Our forefathers came to this country to escape tyranny. They escaped tyranny from monarchs and from governments that were run by state churches. In the 1500s, they came over sparsely at first, had towns, villages. Most of them didn't survive. They were rugged individualists. They came to fight to eke out a life in a new land where they could be free and have liberty. In the 1700s, we had multiple colonies that had many, many people. Started governments that were for the people and by the people. They tried many different things. They tried socialism, they tried democracy, but they all found that a republic was the best representation for the people. The ideas of our founding fathers were not made of whole cloth. Thomas Jefferson did not think up all these ideas. He cobbled them together from different constitutions from Virginia and other places that he saw that it worked to make our nation's constitution something we could all live with and live by. Our founding fathers put themselves at great risk to sign the Constitution. They were terrorists of their time. They had great sacrifice to do what they did to give us what we have today. Of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence, 9 died in the Revolutionary War. 5 were captured and brutally treated. That means tortured. 12 of them, homes were burned. 17 lost all their worldly possessions, and 7 more lost either wives, children, or their whole families. Every one of them were driven from their homes at one point or another. These men are what made America great. The men that fought the Revolutionary War fought for little money, had little food, had no boots half the time because they ate them to survive. This is what makes America great. Our country's greatness didn't slow then. Our country started to expand because of rugged individualism. People wanted more, wanted something of their own that they could hold. This helped freedom and liberty prosper. But there were still problems in our union that were neglected from the founders. This led to the Civil War. This is the great thing about our country. When there's something that's wrong, we have the ability to fix it. We have to fight for it. It's not going to be free. But this is one of the things that makes America great. We have the ability to affect change by our own might, by our own will, and by our own force. It's the force of we the people, not the government. This is what makes America great. Later on, we atoned for more injustices when we passed laws that kept children from working horrible hours in our factories. We also gave women the right to vote, something that our Constitution says they should have had all along, but they had to fight for. They had to stand up and protest and fight for it, and our Constitution allowed them that right. That makes our country great. Later came World War I and World War II. Many, many soldiers died, American soldiers, on foreign soil. Not necessarily because we were being attacked, but because freedom was being attacked. And we realize as a country, you cannot let freedom be attacked because they will be coming for you. So our country gave up blood and treasure to fight for freedom around the world. This is what makes America great. Later on, the Korean and Vietnam Wars were basically the same story. We were fighting tyranny of Soviet Union and socialism, taking over and taking freedom away from freedom-loving people. We knew one day they would come for us, so we took the fight to them. Again, sacrificing blood and treasure of America. This is what makes America great. Another great person in American history is Martin Luther King. Even though the Civil War was fought, black people still did not have the rights that the white people had. Martin Luther King realized that the only way in America was to protest and bring the injustices to the American people and fight for the rights under the law. This is what makes America great. On 9/11, we were brutally attacked. We all came together as a nation. We were mad as hell, but we were also mournful of the loss. Once again, we were attacked by tyrannical people that want to take away freedom. Our soldiers fight and die to this day to fight these terrorists for our freedom. Like the gentleman said earlier, when you see a soldier, walk up and shake his hand and tell him thank you, because he or she is what makes America great. Clearly, our country's made mistakes in the past, but our Constitution allows us to invoke change, to keep our country great and guided on the right path. We've had a couple of people up here that quoted the Declaration of Independence, but I'd like to break it down just a little bit. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Well, all women too, and black people, and we have all fought to keep these words to the forefront of our minds and the laws of our land. This is what makes America great. We were endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. God has led this country to be great. If we continue to take God out of the country, we will be a country no more. God is what makes this country great. To secure the rights of our government is instituted among men, derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. Now there we've said a mouthful. This government doesn't run us, we run the government. We're in control. We need to realize that and step up to the plate and take our government back.